Thank you so much for joining in meditation, friends. Hope you're all back. Without any delay, let's go into today's wisdom part. So we are in chapter 14, Stories of the Beginning and the Multidimensional God. We are going to start this chapter today from the book, The Eternal Validity of the Soul. SETH speaks, SETH's wisdom. So, stories of the beginning and the multidimensional God. So in this chapter, SETH Master, he tries to explain the concept of God parallelly. So parallelly he tries to explain our multidimensional side. So let's see now. So just as an individual life draws from hidden unconscious dimensions, so he says, so too does the physical universe arise from the deeper unseen realities. What we call history is only a narrow focus, a single thread of light. So this is how he started this chapter, the introduction. So as the individual life draws from the hidden unconscious dimensions, we don't know like the starting point, the beginning point, the beginning. So where the individual life has a began. We in general we think that we do have such over self. So from over self, or say like higher self, we got separated from the higher self, emerged out. So, but where the origin? Where is the origin? So these are like unseen realities. So we call what we call history. History is only a narrow focus, a single thread of light, and project our expectations. He says like we project our expectations onto it. So often mistaking it for the whole of reality. So we think that consider it as the history of like Stone Age. So when we start, so where the human evolution has started, we go to the back, we go to the Stone Age, and also earlier Stone Age. We think so. This is how the human evolution has started, but in the greater reality, what we think about the history is only a thread of light. So what is this meant? The thread of light means light is the truth. So in the multiple side, in the vastness, so in the vast side, so there is like so much to know, so much to understand. But as humans, we tend to think only, we hold it only a single thread. Okay, so in this chapter, he is making us to understand. He's trying us to understand the reality, the truth in a vast, in a wider way, not on a narrow side. Okay, so when we speak of God or creation, so here God means not the specific. Don't just decide or interpret yourself to one specific figure, okay, or to one religion. So God means we have to think in a broader way. It's like a creator, a creation. Okay, so to speak of God or creation, we often refer only to the source of this small flickering movement, the physical reality, forgetting about the broader truth. So true reality is, he says, the true reality is more vast. It's more complex and unknowable than we currently understand. Okay, so what we know as evolution of human history, It reflects only one path among countless possibilities. The human history is like it's there are so many possibilities, there are multiple possibilities. So from that only we are we are focusing only one stream. Okay, like example, we think like there is a dam, but this dam water, so it diverts in it takes into different paths, like multiple streams. So we, standing on the one stream, beside one stream, we think that this is only the source, because whatever whatever our perception is, whatever we think, whatever in the physical reality, what we think about from the physical mind, so we think like this is only the source, this is only one and the one, only one and the one stream. But there are other realities beyond what we think, beyond what we see. There are multiple streams as well, and these streams, they come from the dam water. So that dam water is like the quantity of or the water is so big, so that and also the dam is also not limit, so where the water is coming to the dam as well, so there must be an origin, right? The truth. So we have to know the truth. So this is like more like possibilities. From the multiple possibilities, we think the human evolution, human history is only of one stream. So there are like many other real and valid ways that humans, that life has evolved. It's not like speaking about humans here. He is speaking about the life. Okay. So the life has evolved, is evolving and will evolve in different versions of reality. Reality in the sense, here we think only the earth, only on the earth. We think life on the earth. But there are multiple other planets where evolution is happening, happened, and also will happen. Okay. All the possibilities of life, they can't fit into just one version of the world, he says. So whatever the possibilities we think, all the possibilities will not exist or will not happen only on one single world. So what we think here on planet earth, so still people often believe that the way evolution happened here is the only way it could happen. So even in our world, there are signs of other possible realities, isn't it? So just consider our own world. So here itself, there are multiple other possibilities, but we have unseen senses within us that could have developed in a different version of life, but didn't in this one. So we didn't. Even in this present life, even in this present era, we can say, so humans can evolve. So humans has whatever the dormant senses. So we are not using our all the senses. Okay, you are not utilizing it. There are unseen senses in us, which we didn't explore yet. Okay, so from the macro level, now he is making us to understand from the micro. Even he has to us to the micro. Micro means to a single individual. Okay, so Seth Master says in his words, I have been talking about life on earth, but this idea applies everywhere. No path of life truly ends. If something disappears in one reality, it may still exist or grow in another. Every form of life has its time and place to grow, and in a greater sense, the time is eternal. So we think that some species, so coming for example, we think like some species, so which got disappeared from this Earth planet. We think that there is, because we think that it has there is so these species got end. But think for example dinosaurs. These dinosaurs, maybe now they are not existing on planet Earth. But these dinosaurs they are existing on other dimensions, other on other planet. They are happy, they are safe. So it's like, if one thing, so one in one reality, so if something is not, if something is got disappeared, means in some other reality it is taking life. Okay, so here even our thoughts, maybe this point he didn't mention here, but in the earlier chapters, so when we think about, he explained about the thoughts of human beings here, so we think that maybe all of our thoughts, so when we release, when we think about certain things, certain thoughts, they may not manifest here, they will take another form in another reality. We don't know. That's the reason we have to rethink before we think. So this is how we are releasing the energies in the form of our thoughts. Okay, come back to this. So right now, he says, I am mostly talking about Earth and our solar system, but these ideas apply to the whole universe. So he is not talking about this solar system, or he is not talking about this Earth. He's talking about the universe. And universe also, universe is not just a one solar planet, one solar system, friends. So and few galaxies. No. So I had an experience, in dream. I was roaming, in the planets there, the universe. There are multiple, countless universe, countless galaxies, countless planets. So universe is not just confined to one solar system or a few galaxies or few stars and other planets. There are multiple universes. Okay, countless. Now, now he says, what we experience is just a special part of reality. We are not only physical beings made of body and mind. We are also, he says, like we also come from a deeper level of existence. So one that supports our learning and growth. So we has chosen this planet, we have chosen this reality for our evolution, for our own evolution, right? So see, like when we sow some seeds, or take like plants, sometimes like indoor plants and outdoor plants, like we do have certain indoor plants where we don't place our indoor plants outside. We keep it safe. We know, if we know correctly, the information will be there in the plant, so how much temperature it needs and to grow and to flourish. So we, according to that conditions, according to that considering the information, we place the plant. Some they need sunlight, inside light, some they need direct sunlight. So isn't it? So like we got this information. In the same way, like each other plant is different from the other. Here all the species here and all the life, we have chosen this planet, we have chosen this environment for our growth, for our evolution. Okay, just like a plants, in a simple way. So that means there are other life, there are other lives, there are other species, they are existing in some other dimensions, in some other realities. Even they are history. We might be our consciousness, or we itself might take birth on other dimensions to evolve, and to further evolve, we come here, we have chosen planet Earth. Okay, just like from school to college. Okay, that's how we our education, so we prolong our education, so we extend our education, right? We don't limit. So in the same college, in the same school, we don't expect us to go further, to study further, so beyond year 10 or beyond certain limits, right? We choose another place. In the same way, our life, we have chosen another dimension, so another life here, whatever it is suitable for us to evolve, so we have chosen. And with our limited mind, we are thinking the history of the human life, it's only a part of reality. So beyond this part of reality, beyond this reality, there are multiple realities, multiple possibilities, right? If you have any sense, like he says, if you have any sense of your greater self, or soul, so you will realize that you are in the right place to develop certain abilities and understanding. So even your smallest experience matters. Now, this is very, very, very important line, friends, because you know how this evolution, how the shift happens. So in this single line, we can understand how this planet Earth, or how the whole universe is evolving. Right? We think that only we are evolving, we are the souls, we are evolving, but our evolution impacts the whole universe. No, even your smallest experience matters more than you might think. It affects much more than just this physical world, he says. So that's the reason, if any one person, so one person get enlightened, like he is equal to the shift will happen to nearly, so one enlightened master energies will shift, so will bring shift to nearly, the count exactly, but more than 1 lakh people, so 1 lakh individuals. So this is, I heard this from Patri sir, one of the video, but it's like a huge number, so it's a large number. So that's the reason. So what's the earth shift means? Frequency, evolution, earth evolution, or say like it is going to the other dimension. So couldn't able to understand it in the beginning. So maybe the whole earth is going to shift into the other dimension. So this is, maybe I thought it's a place, but slowly, so it's masters, they made me to understand that it's each and every individual on this planet. So on this planet get evolved. That's how the shift happens. So each and every being on their own level. So there is, and again, here there is no comparison. They are evolving now, has evolved, and now they will evolve. So evolution is a continuous process. Okay. Now, while you are fully focused on daily life, that's only a small part of who you really are, he says. So other parts of you exist in other realities, and are just as involved there as you are here, isn't it? So when we think, we have learned about this in the multi-dimensional self, this chapter in this book, from this book, isn't it? So we don't exist only here on this planet. Our consciousness is existing in multiple ways, in multiple dimensions. That's the reason being called like we are multi-dimensional beings. Okay, it's about the consciousness. Don't just confine us into this physical body, right? So other parts of our realities, they are existing, they are evolving, so they are just involved in other ways. So our greater self, so your greater self is aware of all these parts and all their experiences. See, so from the greater self, like multiple souls, so like multiple consciousness has emerged, like it was so these consciousness, they have chosen certain places where they can evolve. Okay, so for example, they have chosen 10, so Take for example, like from the over self we got, so 10 multiple conscious, it got divided into 10, but the over self is there, isn't it? It is existing. So these 10 consciousness, they have chosen on their own, they have chosen their place where to evolve. Okay. So this is how in different planets, in different regions, in different, maybe in Earth planet itself, they are in the another form. They might be. Okay. So not only like they, it's not, there is no rule that they have to choose a different 10, these 10 consciousness has to choose a 10 different dimensions. It's like probabilities. So they have chosen on Earth itself, we have maybe our consciousness is existing somewhere or the other in different forms. Might be an animal form, or might be a tree, another individual, anything. That's the reason we have to see ourselves in other beings. Okay. So some of this awareness is already available. So this greater self, what this greater self, this greater self knows, this like over self is aware of all these parts, all the different consciousness. Maybe the each consciousness has no communication, or maybe each other consciousness, they don't know, they are not aware of the other consciousness, the remaining consciousness, but the remaining forms. But this over self, this over self is aware of all these parts, and this over self is aware of all these experiences, the experiences from 10 different consciousness. Okay. And this is how, friends, this is how also our over self is also evolving. You know, the creator, he guides, at the same time he is evolving through these experiences. He is also learning. So some of this awareness is already available to you now. He says, one day all parts of true self will be fully aware of each other. Isn't it interesting? So one day, so that means when we get enlightened, you know, if we remember the line from the previous chapter about the hidden male and female within us. In this chapter, when all these souls get involved, so finally when these energies will merge into one. So when these two different energies, they have experienced and they got enlightened, they know that about the other consciousness, so they too will get merged into one. And this is how it will become a creator, isn't it? You remember. So in the same way here, he says, one day you will get to know about all these remaining parts, all these remaining selves. So that awareness will change how you see yourself and deepen your experience of life. That means here, the path of knowing about, so when we are in search of God, in search of the Creator, when we are knowing the truth of the Creator here, in this journey, we will get to know about ourselves, isn't it? So there are like many other different realities, and some focus on physical life like ours. So, but physical reality is just a small part of the much bigger picture, he says. So this physical reality, what we think, but we just with a narrow mind, we think about ourselves, we think we just stick on, we cling on to this physical reality, these physical objects, this physical body, isn't it? But there are much more to learn. Okay, but physical reality, and also he says, you also exist in non-physical worlds. See, so we don't take any form there, just as a consciousness. So where your thoughts and feelings have effect too. So right now, you only know a small part of who you really are. When people think of God, here, they imagine someone like a powerful man with traits they admire, he says. So when we think about a God, we think like beyond human abilities, isn't it? We think about God is something great, and he has certain capabilities, he has certain powers, which we can't, which we are, which are absent in us, isn't it? So we think God is like more powerful. We imagine that. So over time, the image of God has changed as people's ideas about themselves has changed. So like here, even people are not understanding about the creator, about the God. They are, so they are limited. Even the people limited the powers of God. Even the people has misinterpreted the God, the concept, the concept of God. So in the past, people saw God as both like strict and kind because they thought that those traits helped them survive. So this is how the people's interpretation is. So people create their idea of God based on their own fears. Now, this is very important point, friends. When we think about God, when we try to connect with the God, it's because of the fears, isn't it? Initially. So fears, hopes, and beliefs. So he says very clearly, he says, when you think about, when you create an idea about God, it is based on the fears. In order to overcome certain fears, there should be one powerful one powerful, what you say, like consciousness, or one powerful um one power, we say. So something like we need to, in order to overcome, so he will take care of us, or certain hopes, or whatever the beliefs, even the myths and the misbeliefs has humans has generated. So the this is how the humans, they think about. So God is something like cruel also, as well as something, so if anything disasters happens, so they curse the God. Even people, they curse the God. So why this God is no doing this? In fact, he is not, isn't it? Nothing to do with here, nothing to do with the natural calamities. He has nothing to do with this. So, and hopes. So something, humans, this means whatever the powers has given to an individual, so they got dormant because of these ideas, right? So, and he explains in a more beautiful way about the myths and about the concept of God. Take an example of life of Jesus Christ. So let's discuss in the next session, friends. Okay. So better you read the book, because how much we try to understand his words, it's not exactly what I could just take his words to the exact meaning, but we have to interpret that. Though I put these words in my own way, but they are still to understand. There's still depth. Okay. Thank you so much then. If at all you want to share anything, you can unmute yourself, or let's meet in the evening. Okay. Yes, Ram sir.
Very beautiful wisdom, Sarada garu. Thanks a lot. Such wisdoms open up our consciousness instantly. The fact to know that there is an unlimited existence out there, and someone is able to explain in limited words to us, really transforms our way of looking at our own self first, looking at what we know and how much we can know, and at the same time open up to grasp everything that comes our path. We are pretty much limited even in the channels of knowledge that we accept, that we access. And the more we know that there is no end, there is no limit, there is, infiniteness out there, it gives and works as a reminder for us, learn from everyone, learn from everything, keep on learning. So very beautiful. Looking forward for the upcoming sessions. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Friends. Thank you then. We'll meet in the next session. Thank you all and have a great time. Let's end the session now. Bye. Namaste.